16 each, 34 minutes gone, and the ball breaks for Waterford. What can they do with this chance? Peter Hogan, and sends it over the bar there. He ran onto that ball. He's done it for Ballygunner. Now he's done it for Waterford. Great finish there by Peter Hogan. We needed a score. We got it. Hogan delivers when it was needed.
Yeah, and that was needed for Peter as well, because I think he's got a few chances to get on a few balls, and he needed that score.
Gets the Cahill Mannion for Galway inside the 45. It's 17 points to 16, and Galway have possession, and their tails are up. The wind is in their sails. The ball comes back to Loftus, the cornerback. He's going long, he's going right, and he's gone wide. The biggest roar of the second half has gone up for that wide.
And you'll be always happy when it drops.
Support,
you'll be always happy when it drops to a number 4 for that shot.
Ger Harris there jumped up there, the team secretary for the Waterford team. It's 17-16. My stopwatch says almost 4 minutes up. It's 3 minutes 51 seconds. And Billy Nolan pucks out. The Roaring Moor man goes long, dropping near the 45. That's the Galway 45. It's a case of who can get into their hand. It's a maroon and white jersey once again. It's Sean Lennon, the substitute, covering across. Kevin Moran. Kevin wins the ball. Good play by Kevin, but only hits it straight down into a Galway man. Galway have possession. Now it's back towards Waterford. Páirce goes high. That's Páirce Mahoney, the captain. The Ballygunner man leaves for Caleb Lyons. Lyons did very well there. It's all over. It's all over. And Waterford have won their third game in a row. They're unbeaten in the National League and have beaten Galway in a dramatic finish here at Walsh Park. It's Waterford 17, Galway 16. We wanted to win there, Shiner. We've got it.
Yes, Kieran O'Connor and Shane Ahern describing the action in Walsh Park last Sunday. Peter Hogan's late point against Galway made it 3 wins from 3 for the Waterford hurlers in Division 1A. Next up is the trip to All-Ireland champions Tipperary. It will be our Skoda big match on Sunday here on WLR. Join Kieran O'Connor and Owen Murphy for live commentary from 1:45. Well, Daisha boss Liam Cahill will be returning to his native county this weekend. As player with the Premier County, he won an All-Ireland medal in 2001 and also enjoyed underage success as a manager with the Tipp minors, under-20s and under-21s. Well, on Tuesday night at a snowy WIT arena, I caught up with the Ballingarry native, and he says that he will be doing everything in his power to put one over on the blue and gold.
Yeah, that's it. It's the fixtures were there, and it was always going to happen once you're in the province of Munster. The possibilities are always there of well, it's a certainty to me, Tipp, now with the way the new structures are. So, look, for me, it's an environment up there that I'm very familiar with, and I have a lot of great friends in Tipperary, and that'll remain so. But we'll be given it everything we've got to try and win the game Sunday, and any time when we Tipp during my reign, I can assure you we'll be doing our very best to come out on top.
And a lot of the younger players you would have nurtured, Liam, in the 20s and 21s, like Jake Morris, Mark Keogh, Jerome Cahill, Paddy Cadell, just to name a couple, they're starting to break through now. Will it be strange to be kind of plotting against those lads now on Sunday when you've been built such a good bond with them over the years?
Yeah, it is, and that was always, I suppose, since Mikey and I in particular were involved with underage hurling, we just really aspire to having these fellas develop like they're developing, and it's absolutely brilliant, and it's great to see as a hurling person, leave Tipperary and Waterford aside, if you're genuinely interested in hurling and seeing underage players develop. It's great, and I'm very proud actually to have them fellas come to the level they're coming to now. I'll be the first to admit that, and that was always my goal when I took on the role in Tipp, is to develop players like that, so I'm really, really happy with that.
Yeah, and you obviously worked with Liam Sheedy when you were in charge of the 20s. Liam, how would you describe the relationship between the two of you?
Yeah, well, Liam Sheedy and I, we hurled together for quite a number of years, and I suppose over the last 12 months, particularly last year, we worked closely as well, being involved in the two teams that were left in Tipp in the latter stages of each championship. And if I'm being really, really honest about it, Liam Sheedy was a big help to me last year in our preparations at under 20 level. He really was, and the players that were crossing over between both panels were exceptionally well looked after, and that was down to the common sense of the man, and the way he had, I suppose, ultimately Tipperary's interest at heart, by making sure that all players were available when needed for both managers. And that's just the man he is. What he does it really, really well, and his record speaks for himself. And and at the end of the day, whatever will happen, over the course of my reign here in Waterford, I'd imagine Liam Sheedy and I will always remain good friends, and we'll always be respectful of one another.
Yeah, you hurled together on the same Tipperary team, Liam, that reached an All-Ireland in '97. You were only starting out. Liam was kind of coming to the end of his days. Did you ever mark each other in training or anything like that?
Yeah, we did several times, and Liam was a guy that really, played the way he's managing. He wore his heart in his sleeve. He played, I think, in nearly every grade for Tipperary, from minor right through to senior, and every day you played or marked Liam Sheedy, be it in club championship or in training inside in Thurles, you earned it, and he always brought what was his character out onto the field, which is enthusiasm and aggression and passion. So that's what's going to happen again the weekend. You'll see all of that in a Tipperary team, and you'll see it again as the championship progresses. So we just have to be ready for that.
I think going back to last Sunday, I think MJ Sutton was the 29th player you've used now, Liam, in the last 3 matches. Does this game on Sunday give another opportunity to maybe give game time to players that maybe haven't have had so many minutes so far?
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of players within our panel here training really well, and I suppose now having had a bit of luck on Sunday to get over the line, it puts us in a position where it might be that little bit easier to cast the net a little bit wider to allow players to play, so or to show us what they're capable of. So without maybe having to go for some more, there may be more established players. So definitely it's an opportunity on Sunday for myself and the lads to really look at trying to maybe unearth 1 or 2 more guys, without a doubt.
I think you were saying last Saturday that when you look at a player playing in the league, you can see something and maybe he's worth a punt. Then in the summer you really put great stock in these league games, Liam, even though we're still only in late February.
Exactly, and I think the general consensus would be from our initial few matches is that fellas are trying and working really hard, and they're trying to, I suppose, how would you say, it's not necessarily our hurling style as such, it's more or less about the way we're applying ourselves at the moment. And I think any county looking in at us at the moment would find it difficult, or any analyst at the moment would find it difficult to try and describe our style of play at the moment. And that's okay too.
Is that the way you want it?
That's the way we might want it for the time being. But the way the boys are really applying themselves and trying to work on areas that are I suppose not pretty in hurling, which is the hard running, unselfish running, the tracking, the tackling, and I suppose that real work ethic that has to be there now for inter-county hurling. So all them aspects are great, and that's what the league is about. And if somebody shows you that in the middle of February, there's no reason why they can't show it to you again come May.
Yeah, you think you're probably in a good place in terms of the application and commitment you've shown. Liam, are probably still a bit of work to be done on the hurling side of things.
Yeah, we are, and we're never too anxious to get ahead of ourselves here now. Let's always kind of stay grounded, because it is as it is. It's only February. There'll be very little talk about them 3 matches we've played today. Come the Sunday evening of the 10th of May, if things don't materialise into what we think they might be. So look, it's positive, and it's definitely enjoyable, and getting a great response from players. But again, there's so much to come down the tracks. Like we'll just have to wait and see, Thomas.
We are blue and white. We are WLR.
So next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock here in the Granville Hotel, Waterford hurling boss Liam Cahill will be the special guest at the Club Dacia launch event. And here to tell us more is Tom Shanahan and Tom Corcoran, committee members of Club Dacia. And Tom, what's this event all about next Wednesday night here in the Granville?
Well, because Club Dacia was going through a period of inactivity in the city and the outlying area, it was a working group was set up to have a look at the situation, to see whether Club Dacia was the best way to establish an identifiable presence in the area. So it was decided then the best way forward was to form a branch. And that's where we're at now. That branch will be launched next Wednesday. The branch will be called the Club Dacia City and Metropolitan Area. And that's the title.
And can you tell us a little bit about what's going to happen on the night, Tom?
Well, on the night you'll have Liam Cahill, as you just outlined there, and he'll be participating in a question and answer session with our own Kieran O'Connor, and he'll be outlining his aims and aspirations for the next 2 years. Also in attendance, we hope to have some prominent past hurlers and present, and they will probably make some contribution to the night. But it promises to be a very interesting night and a fun night, hopefully. And by the way, all are welcome. So there's no such thing as having special permission or anything. If you're a GA person and you're interested in what Liam has to say about the future of Waterford hurling, should be the right night for you.
And turning to the other Tom Corcoran will be encouraging all Waterford supporters to come out on the night to hear Liam Cahill and also to support Club Dacia as well in the process.
Yeah, that's right. And along with Liam, then the other managers will be there as well, like Benji Whelan will be there, and the managers from the squads and the under 17 and the under 20s, like they'll all be invited to attend anyway, So I think it will be a good night. We're also, of course, interested, I suppose, in getting as many sponsors as we can. As well into Club Dacia at the moment, because we're doing a lot for teams, even at this early time of the year. It's only February, and of course the big spend comes later in the year, But even at this point, we've supported the development squads, we've supported the under 17s, we've supported the under 20s. We supported we have this money going into the senior hurling team, the senior football team. We've looked after their nutrition. So we're doing an awful lot of support, and we will need to give a lot of support to all those teams going forward if they're to achieve their ambitions, and that costs money. And we can't give the money if we don't, if it doesn't come in, and all our revenue goes to training. Now we work closely with GA because we don't want duplication or anything like that going on. We work closely there, but all the money that we raise goes to training the teams.
Can you just remind our listeners, Tom, how they can become a member of Club Dacia?
Well, to become a member of Club Dacia is costs only €30, and you get a membership card then, which has a lot of discounts for stores both here in Waterford City and in Dungarvan and up the west of the county. So by paying the €30, becoming a member, you can actually get your money back, So it's a good package by using the discounts. But I suppose the easiest way for people is to go into www.clubdacia.com, and you can join online. And there are different people, even clubs all over the county, have membership cards, for sale, and there are different people around the county selling members, selling membership. So it's easy enough to get. We were also in Welsh Park last Sunday, and the day that Cork played Waterford as well, we were both days selling membership there, and if there's a second round of a home game in Waterford, we'll be there again,
Stuff. Turning back to yourself, Tom Shanahan, are you really hoping to kind of grow the membership of Club Dacia this year, and I hope that launch night will help with that?
Yeah, but as Tom alluded, it's all about cost. Now, to be fair to our flagship team, the senior hurling team, to be fair to Liam Cahill, Liam has stated that he will be as prudent as possible. He understands the situation. We're not in the same situation as other counties who have wealthy benefactors and that. They're the more established counties and that. But having said all that, no matter how prudent we are, there's still a substantial budget to be met. So that's why, and I concur with Tom, that the more people join up, the more we can do. And that's as simple as that.
And Tommy, you want to come back in there?
Yeah, we have a lot of. We have been very fortunate over the last 4 or 5 years with the corporate sponsors that we have, and we would like to acknowledge the great money they give us, year on year, and we're very much dependent on them, and we were sort of appealing to those people to continue with Club Dacia, and to give us the funds to be able to enable us to hand them out to the teams.
Yeah, so just finally to yourself, Tom Shannon, just remind us again what's happening here in the Granville Hotel next Wednesday night.
Well, Wednesday 4th at 8 o'clock, the Granville is a tapestry room. The launch will be held, again with Liam Cahill, a special guest, and other guests like I said, prominent holders past and present, and all are welcome.
We love Waterford. We are WLR.